needs a bit of love. Hi there folks, I believe this is episode 9. This is Rosie, and if you haven't seen the previous episodes, there's a link in the description to view the full playlist. So today, after our cold start the other day, it warmed up. In fact, it warmed up to a point. We had major condensation in the workshop, which is never good, but such is life. So today I'm going to do an oil change, but it's a bit more involved than that. I'm going to throw some new spark plugs in that are here, warm the oil up, and drop the oil out. And then I need to remove the sump, the oil pickup strainer, give those a good clean out, and also we're changing the original style oil filter for one that is a modern interpretation, and it actually has a normal spin-on filter inside it. So let's take a closer look. So currently putting a bit of charge in the battery. Not got much fuel left, but should have enough to warm her up. Yeah, yesterday the engine was absolutely wet through with condensation, as was everything else in here, and I wasn't really feeling it for doing any filming, so here we are, Monday. We have some oil, but before we do the oil, let's get some spark plugs in her. So, just check the gaps on the new spark plugs. Let's get them fitted first. So a lot of condensation on here. Bloody stuff. Which means all the leads are a bit wet. Not good. Right, start at number 1. Quite rich. However, we know the carburetor has issues, so we're not going to worry too much until we actually replace the carburetor with the updraft, and then we can set the idle mixture a bit more accurately. Right, let's get an extension. I thought it sounded like a chunk. And that's the last one. Right, will she fire up? Let's find out, folks. Well, Rosie, do you want to start? Ignition on. Quite easy to start up. She's currently on a fast idle on the carburettor, hence the increased tick over speed. Sounding a bit better for the spark plugs. That's sounding quite sweet. Yeah, definitely a lot more responsive. Time to feel some heat in her now. Yeah, definitely sounding sweeter. Yeah. I'll just pop you under here a minute. You can hear what she sounds like from underneath. Well, I'll just let her warm up a little bit longer, and then we can drop the engine oil. I think you might be better run out of fuel. Yeah, the pit of doom. So, need the sump plug out. Never gonna forget my old cat hammer. Every time I take a sump plug out I'm reminded. It is noted, this sump is a bit crusty. Yeah. Well, hopefully it won't take much to get it off. So let's get the sump plug out. I think what we'll do is sit you somewhere where you can see what's happening. Yeah, that's the plan. Right. Yeah, she's moving. Right, let me get my tub. You might get covered, you might not. Here we go. Right, well, let that drain out. I believe it holds 9.1 litres of oil and was to be changed every 2,000 miles, and every 6,000 miles you would remove the sump and also the oil pickup pipe and give them a clean out and change the oil filter. Obviously oil was a bit cheaper back then. There are lumps coming out. Right, we'll leave this to drain and we'll come back when it's finished. Right, got your perch there. You can see the oil filter there. Just need to tear the pipes off. That's not too bad. There's one pipe. Next one. It's cracked off. Can't really get in, folks. It's not quite. Oh. I'm making a bloody meal of this, She's coming now. Maybe should have disconnected the battery because I'm quite close to the starter motor terminal. There she flies. I suppose I can get my hand in there now, can I? Yeah, that's up my finger tight. Here she comes. I have to undo that pipe just to give it some slack and do that from underneath. So yeah, I'm just going to crack that pipe union off and give a bit of free play at the top there, undo that clamp bolt, and then we can extract that oil filter, which, yeah, it's looking a bit rusty, folks. Right, the clamp is undone, the pipes are undone. Let's get it out. Yep. Yeah. Get them out of the way. Come on. Come on. Hey, she flies. Well, that's the filter out the way. Tempted to take this bracket off, give it a clean and give it a repaint. I'll have to be black because I ain't got that colour. And also while it's off I can compare it to the flat one that's on the other engine. Yeah, that one's felt the pain, folks. Have to do something with that. So, there they are, side by side. That's been on some years. I'll take those fittings out. Well, yeah, inside there, folks, is hang on. Can get the bullet apart. Oh, one moment. That's better. Right, so yeah, the original is a sealed unit. Well, this new one, you can see, splits in two and has a modern spin-on filter. So that's what's going to be going on. Trying to drop it. So I'll get those fittings out and get that ready to go on. It turns out the oil that arrived was the wrong viscosity, so just waiting for its replacement, and I want to fill that before I fit it. So I'll get those fittings changed and we'll take it from there. So I've got both of the pipes off that go to the filter. Fittings are in there having a bit of a clean, and I also took off the bracket that holds the filter, and that one is off the engine that we're going to build up, which has definitely felt the pain. Yeah, I have to straighten that up a bit. Yeah, the main reason for taking the pipes off is, I'll maybe be able to see through this, but you see that little hole in there? It's tiny, and all the oil flows through it. So yeah, cleaning the pipes out kind of makes sense. There was a bit of gunge in these, so I'll give the pipes a clean and we can get things back together. Well, it's the next day. Had some visitors to the museum. Their dad stroke granddad was actually a rear gunner with 51 Squadron. So it was nice to meet them. So yeah, I've cleaned the fittings out that go into the oil filter, and also the new oil filter. There's a very small hole through there, so it's critical it's clear. Still got the two pipes to clean out. That's the bracket holder for the filter that I removed off Rosie. And that one is the one that was flattened on the other engine. Just to sort of get it into somewhat kind of back into shape. At least now it holds a filter. So next up is to get underneath and get the sump off. Yay! If you want to see what I'm doing, you're going to have to come down here. Definitely got an oil leak. I suspect from this area, that being the compressor. Anyway, that's not why you're down here. So I've literally been round and I've just cracked off all the sump bolts. So we'll now get them whizzed out, and we can lower the sump down and have a look inside. So let's get you sat somewhere where you can see. Right, let's some bolts out. Good old pot noodle, many uses for those tubs. I'm going to leave the middle bolt in at each side so it doesn't fall down before I want it to. A bit long. Down. Pick that up while I can still see it. Right. Love you. Squeeze up here. Oh, out. Right, extension. Right, what we got left? Damn it. Oh, yeah. Right. Cool. That just leaves 2 bolts. I think what I'll do is find a piece of something to go across the springs just to carry the back of the sump there so it doesn't drop down too far. Sounds like a plan. Right. Yeah. It's only sketchy if you pay too much close attention. Flat for you. Bugger, bugger, come on, bugger. Really? Oh, this is a bit of a faff. Come on, Rosie, just let go of it. Oh. Oh yeah. There we go, folks. It's out. You want to see what's inside it? Let's take a closer look. So, one slightly different view of the engine. Has to be said, it is quite clean in there. The camshaft looks good. Yeah. Strainer. Yeah, there's a few bits. We'll get one cleaned out for it. So, should we have a look in that sump, see what's in the bottom. So, here it is. It's obviously from me getting it out. Ew. Look at that. Now when you think about those little tiny holes the oil has to pass through, do you know, this is gasket seal, I think. Yeah. And look, you see how it's all started to run into the engine there? That's not good. Now I suspect this oil has been in for quite a few years. Oh dear, I know she's been sat around for a good 20 years. Let's just... yeah. Look at that, folks. That's not good. But that's why she's in here, folks, because I had a suspicion it was overdue an oil change. So, going back to the these fittings for the new oil filter and the tiny hole in there, and the tiny feed pipes. You can now see why it was recommended that the sump comes off every 6,000 miles, because folks, that's grim. That's really grim, and that feels quite gritty and just generally not very nice. So folks, I've got a lot of cleaning up to do. It's only Tuesday, so you never know, we might have it all back together for the end of the week. I think I might make this a two-parter. I don't want it to go on for too long and bore you to death. So that's it for this video, folks. I'll have a part 1 of 2. I'll go off and do some cleaning up and things, probably put some paint on things, and I'll bring you back when we put it back together and get the fresh oil in and get her struck back up. So on that bombshell, thanks for watching half an oil change on here. Big thanks for any new subscribers. Please support the channel. All you've got to do is share these videos, put a like on it, or even join the membership, where there's going to be a lot more content coming, folks. Anyway, catch you on the next one.